नमस्कार, म प्रकाश घिमिरे। कार्यक्रम रूपान्तरणमा तपाईलाई स्वागत छ। समष्टिगत विकाससँग जोडिएका विशिष्टीकृत विषयवस्तुमा विवेचना, छलफल र विश्लेषण गरिने यो कार्यक्रममा आज हामी FAOले नेपालमा सञ्चालन गरेका कार्यक्रमहरू र त्यसको उपलब्धिको विषयमा कुराकानी गर्छौं। यो विषयमा कुराकानी गर्नका लागि आज हामीले FAOका प्रतिनिधिलाई स्टुडियोमा निम्त्याएका छौं। उहाँ हुनुहुन्छ Dr. Somsak Pipoppinyo is our guest of Rupantaran program. Dr. Somsak, I welcome you in our program Rupantaran, which means in English transformation.
It's my pleasure to be here as well.
Yes, let's start our conversation FAO in general in Nepal. FAO started its work in Nepal in 1951. Probably it is the first UN agency that started development activities here in Nepal, and till now it has successfully implemented more than 300 projects, which covers nearly 30 areas. Yes. In this backdrop, could you please provide a historical perspective of FAO in Nepal?
Since the beginning, when FAO was established in 1945, we are the specialized UN agency to fight the hunger right from the beginning. So when we come to assist and work with the government in Nepal, we still remain or maintain our initial goal of fighting the hunger, the malnutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. As you mentioned, we have good collaboration with the government of Nepal for the past 60 years. And with that, I would like to also introduce this program, book that mention some of the interesting and important program that has been working with the government for the past 60 years. And as you mentioned, almost 300 projects has been implemented. I would like to also highlight, of course, the details, you can find it in here. It's also available in the FAO website. During the program implementation from the year 2000 to 2009 of about 10 years, we have recorded of 60 projects worth about 40 million US dollar, which is all the important program. So this is a general historical perspective of FAO in working in Nepal that I would like to just mention at this stage.
How do you assess the present situation of food and agriculture in Nepal? Why I am asking this question is that FAO is specializing in this area. And how do you assess?
I think the first important point that I would like to make is that agriculture remains the Nepal's main economic state or activities in the country, which employ about 70% of the population. So it's a big sector. It contributes about 35% of the gross domestic product or GDP. In a way, it employs a lot of people, but the share of this production is still relatively low compared to the other sector. This is the main issue that I would like to highlight. Second point I would like to also mention in the situation of agriculture in the country is that nearly 30% of the land are covered by forests, and only about 25 to 27% of the country land area are potential arable. So this is mean that we have limited available land for cultivation, and mostly, probably you already know, remain in the terai areas of about 40-something% cultivated area in that area. The majority of the farmers still rely on the rain-fed cultivation. To me, that's another key issue that we have to look into in consultation with the government. When you only rely on the rain water supply, that means the irrigation is not enough, and the off-season cultivation is not promising. So with that kind of situation, the poor farmer and also landless land is very vulnerable to the food security and malnutrition situation. Beside then these production issues, I think you probably already know, this farmer also facing this unstabilized price, this vulnerability, the poor market integration, and value chain loss in terms of harvesting and post-harvesting. So this is the key issues that FAO is working closely in assisting government to address all this situation so that we can improve the livelihood of the farmer. So this is still something we are keen to work with the government.
Something about the mandate of FAO you have shared with us, but could you please share the mandate of FAO to work here in Nepal in the field of food and agriculture?
Sure.
What is the mandate of FAO?
Gladly. Our FAO objective or priority right from the beginning is to address food security, and later on we have expand and fine-tune some of the objective to address the emerging issue. Now, with the review and then take stock of what have been implemented, FAO and the government have come up with a so-called country program framework, or we normally call in short CPF, to collaborate some of the priorities for the year 2013 to 2017. So this is a mandate that we have agreed with the government to helping the country. This is signed by the Joint Secretary as well as the FAO representative at that time. So now we are implementing this mandate, focusing in 4 priority areas to help addressing, of course, the main problem on the food and nutrition security. Second priority area, we helping the government to enhance the institution and policy support so that we can address the production problem and issues. Third areas that we are helping the government in addressing the agriculture issue is to focus on the market orientation and enhance the competitiveness of the agriculture in the country. As you know, more and more agriculture activity will be more commercialization. So I think to enhance competitiveness of the agriculture sector in the country is important. Last but not least, the fourth priority area is to help the government to conserve the natural resource, where you have in Nepal a lot of good and rich environmental endowment, and how to utilize it wisely, and also addressing the emerging issue of the climate change in terms of adaptation and mitigation. This is again the key priority areas that we agree with the government to address the food security and agriculture development for the next 5 years. One important initiative or new initiative that's coming also from not just only UN, but not just only FAO, but UN, is the so-called Zero Hunger Challenge. This is announced by the UN Secretary, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, that we would like to see hunger to be eliminated within our lifetime. He set the target of 25 years to eradicate this zero hunger. We are now working with the government to develop this global initiative to be focused in the context of Nepal.
How do you identify the priority area of interventions? Is it guided by FAO headquarters, or do you identify the area by consulting in the national level, government, other development actor, or how do you identify?
We work closely with the government. Of course, we also address the global initiative or issue, which is cross-cutting, for example, climate change, this zero hunger, as well as border down to the regional initiative. But most importantly, we work closely with the government to identify the priorities that fit within the context of Nepal. And not just only identify the issue and priorities with the government. When we implement the project, we also serve the government as our service provider. In fact, the implementation program is owned by the government. We only provide technical backstopping as we do best.
If so, can we say all the project and program of FAO here in Nepal as totally compatible to the policies and programs of government of Nepal?
You're right. That's exactly what we are doing. We are the servants of the government of Nepal in the country.
In this backdrop, what are some of the major interventions that have contributed to the improvement of food security in Nepal?
A few key projects that has been just recently complete, as well as some are developing and some are ongoing. As I mentioned earlier, these 60 years of collaboration has captured quite wide variety of cooperation. I would like to take this opportunity to mention a few key and important projects. For example, the Integrated Pest Management, or IPM.
IPM, yeah, very popular program in Nepal.
Yes, this is, I would call it a brand of FAO, in fact, to reduce the use of the pesticide for the agriculture production. I personally would like to say this is a good environment, good health, and good economics for the farmer. It has proved that this is, has been implemented in Nepal for several years. It's reduced the use of pesticide, enhance the health of the farmer who reduce the use of pesticide, and also in terms of economics, when you reduce the input of pesticide and other harmful chemicals, you also reduce the cost of the production.
Yeah, which type of program is this? You just support to develop the policy in IPM related activities, or you have activities to implement in farmers level?
We have activity implemented in the farmer level, and we are not doing it our own. We are working closely with the government. This is a modality that FAO has been working so that the capacity of the government side, as well as the institutional development and policy recommendation, can be integrated as one, and it's more on the sustainable. So this is the modality that we are working. In IPM, I think we have been implementing, just completed last year, the big program with funding support from Norway government.
Internally, how do you assess the achievement of IPM program?
It's really successful in all aspects. As I mentioned earlier, the sustainability, the government see important, the empowering of the farmer decision. They learn by themselves, they teach themselves each other. And importantly, the involvement of the women farmers is also very successful. It's more than 50% of the participants involved in the IPM project based on the past record. So to me, we will definitely continue.
Weight of the program is only limited within national level, or is it recognized in international level as well?
Oh, of course.
IPM model.
It is well recognized in all over the world.
In comparison to other countries, where does Nepal stand from the perspective of its successfulness?
I would say Nepal is very high in terms of using this IPM as a tool in agriculture production that reduce the use of pesticides.
Yeah, another project that is getting run now is Zero Hunger project, which you already mentioned to some extent. What does it mean, Zero Hunger project?
It's basically saying that...
I think it is also one of the major interventions.
Yeah, we are just initiated it of FAO. And in fact, it is with the UN, the whole UN. As I said, it's announced by the UN Secretary. The target is to eliminate all the hungers. Zero hunger, that is very clear, in 25 years. In fact, just some of the elaboration is that they are focusing on 5 key pillars. To have 100% access to the food, to have zero stunning of children, and all agriculture system should be sustainable. Also have 100% of increasing production and income for the small farmer. And last but not least is zero loss of food. So this is a key priority area that we are focusing under this zero hunger.
What are the activities run under this project to achieve that target?
In some of the country, for example, it just has been started in Timor-Leste, where a lot of activities in food security, nutrition, addressing or increase in nutrition is not yet there. It's just start from zero. So they're increasing and improving all the project and activities in this zero hunger. But within Nepal, we have already ongoing activity addressing these food security and nutrition issues. For example, now FAO is helping the government implementing a big project. It's called Food Security and Agriculture Development Project of on the western side of the country. It's provide the funding support by World Bank of about 40 to 50 million US dollar. FAO provide our technical assistance in terms of IPM, farmer field school and so forth to enhance the production of crops, livestock and so forth. So this is ongoing project, have 5-year lifespan. We also have other nutrition activity and project. We also have agriculture production. So this zero hunger will focus and put in some of the elements that are ongoing, make it more stronger, more effective, as well as fill in some of the gaps that are still missing or improving, updating or some of the emerging issues so that this zero hunger can be achievable by the year 2025.
To implement the project and program of FAO, what is your working modality?
Basically, FAO act as first as somebody called a knowledge bank. So we have the global experience, global skill in implementing various projects with different contexts all over the world, in Asia, in Europe, in South America and so forth, where they have key agriculture activities. Some good experience we can share. So this is our working modality. Another key working modality that I think it is very useful is within our FAO funding resources. We provide certain amount of funding. For example, this biennium to Nepal, we provide about 800,000 US dollar just to come up with a small pilot project or some key policy study or recommendation so that a good success story can expand or escalate it into the bigger project. The one that I mentioned to you earlier, this agriculture and food security project of 40-something million US dollar from World Bank, is also start with a small pilot project and then escalated into a bigger project with the figure and number that has been come up from the small project. So this is a modality that we are working.
Does FAO support make funding support only to government or government agencies or civil society organizations as well?
Our key customer is a government agency. Of course, some of the small activity or project we also contact some of the NGO, local communities, and technical expert from outside to also work. So it's a combination of everything where we see is fit.
Yeah. FAO has experience working here in Nepal more than 6 decades. Yes. And what are the major, how can we share the major achievements and lessons working during this long time?
Well, the experience and success story has been captured here, as I said. But still, we feel that certain issues that we still need to address in order to enhance or complement the already success story. For example, the stability of the government is very important. The energy part that still need to be further improved. I think rural infrastructure, for example, and the agriculture commercialization and enhancement of trade competitiveness is also very important. So all these things is comprising some of the things that we have learned that there's a certain gap that we need to be further improved on this thing.
What are the challenges of improving and developing agriculture sector here in Nepal?
Key issue is the providing the support for the agriculture in terms of energy support, rural infrastructure support. And of course the main key issue of food security, enhancing agriculture production is still there, that we will continue to address this challenge. One of the key areas that I personally would like to see, and also I think the government agree, is to enhancing the agriculture technology, modernization of agriculture technology through mechanization and so forth. It's very important so that Nepal will have the competitiveness in agriculture production. And this will also necessary to enhance the market force and commercialization. So this is a combination of these key priorities that need to be addressed in the integrated manner. Yeah.
More than a year.
Yeah.
What is your reflection?
Well,
working as a FAO representative to Nepal in this field.
I'm very impressive in terms of the people willingness to work hard. That's one thing I see is a very key important. The human resource is very important. Secondly, I think it's come with the very rich endowments of natural resource. It's a God-blessing country, I would say. You have a very good natural resources covered with forests and also good for the tourists and so forth. I think these two things is a fundamental for any kind of development, including agriculture, of course. I'm pretty happy that I'm post here. I also bring in some of the experience that I think we can share with the government, with the people, with the technical person, so that some of the things that can be further improved, given this good fundamental of the country. So I think I will be happily working here for the next 4 or 5 years at least, I hope.
Yeah. Last but not the least, what is your vision about the prospect of agricultural development in Nepal? The
prospect for agriculture in Nepal is still continuing the unfinished business of enhancing food security and malnutrition level in the country. This is still the key that still continuing through various initiatives. For example, this country program framework as well as zero hunger. This is a very key area that I think this is the prospect of agriculture development in the country. Secondly, I think I have mentioned earlier, the agriculture productivity in this country can be further enhanced using the available resources, as well, including the human resource. There's a potential to introduce the new technology and experience from various other countries. The third area that I think will be enhancing the agriculture development is also mentioned the improvement of infrastructure or further enhance the infrastructure development. The irrigation, the rural road, all these things will be very important to bring in this agriculture commodity to the market. Again, not to mention earlier, that this modernization and commercialization of agriculture will be the longer term development for Nepal, that you have to be able to compete with the global markets in the future.
Thank you very much for your valuable time and this sharing with us.
Thank you for giving FAO the opportunity to share with you our contribution to the country. We will continue and commit ourselves to assist the government as well as the people to improve the livelihood. Thank you.
हवस् त दर्शकवृन्द, यही कुराकानीका साथ आजको रूपान्तरण कार्यक्रम यही सकिन्छ। अर्को हप्ता फेरि यस्तै विषयवस्तुमा गरिने कुराकानीका साथ तपाईँ हाम्रो भेटघाट हुन्छ। आजलाई बिदा दिनुहोस्। नमस्कार।